If there is one horror setting that I enjoy the most, it's movies set around the water. The water is just a perfect setting for horror. It's away from the safety of civilization and so mysterious. Plus, it provides great odds for the protagonist to face. Water horror movies could be a genre of their own. Heck, I even have a DVD bundle of 4 horror movies based around the water. So today, I'll be counting down my top 10 water horror movies. Number 10, The Reef. Kicking off my list is a film that follows a group of friends who, while sailing to Indonesia, get capsized at sea and are now stalked by a shark. This film, while not the most memorable or original, has an endearing cast and a solid cinematography. Plus, the film does a good job in the terror aspect with great tension and the feeling of dread. Number 9, She Creature. This made-for-TV movie follows a traveling circus who discover a real-life mermaid and decide to take her back home to make a profit off of her. However, this mermaid proves to be far more dangerous than expected and starts picking off the cast. With creature effects done by the legendary Stan Winston, a chilling atmosphere, and an exploration of the mermaid mythos, this film was much better than it had any right to be. Number 8, Rogue. Expect a few more Australian horror movies with Crocs later down the list. Directed by Greg McLean, best known for the Wolf Creek movies, this film sees a group of tourists stranded on a remote island in a river with a giant croc stalking them. Now it's a race against time before the tide rises and the croc gets them. This film was certainly intense and was not afraid to show just how cruel and brutal nature is. Number 7, ScoobyDoo and the Loch Ness Monster. What, you thought this was just going to be a list of serious films? Nothing wrong with a little horror comedy every now and then. Anyway, this film follows the mystery gang visiting the Scottish Highlands to meet Daphne's cousin, only for it to be interrupted by the Loch Ness Monster. This movie holds a special place in my heart, as it was one of the first Scooby-Doo movies I saw. Plus, you can't go wrong with a guest star voice role by Sheena Easton. Number 6, Triangle. When a group of people on a yacht get lost at sea thanks to a strange storm, they come across an abandoned ship and take refuge in it, only to fall victim to a strange occurrence. This film is a very engaging, mind-bending thrill ride, with twists at every corner and a great performance by Melissa George. I won't say much else because you just have to see it for yourself. Number 5, Jaws. I couldn't do this list without mentioning this one. What hasn't been said about Jaws that has already been said? It revolutionized cinema. It was the first ever blockbuster. John Williams' soundtrack is iconic. It paved the way for the legendary Steven Spielberg's directing career. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Anyway, I bet you're all wondering. Jaws is only number 5? What could possibly top Jaws? Well, number 4, Dark Age. This film follows an Australian government ranger, his girlfriend, 2 Aborigines, on the hunt for a 25-foot crocodile, but not to kill it, but to relocate it, while also saving it from hunters. This film deserves a mention because it subverts the usual killer animal formula, providing an environmental message. Number 3, Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The most unique and obscure film on my list, this is an adaptation of the 1798 poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge of the same name that tells the story of a man cursed after killing an albatross at sea. This film provides well-drawn visuals, creepy animation, and a solid narration by the legendary Orson Welles. It is certainly a gem worth seeing. Number 2, Creature from the Black Lagoon. This film is my personal favorite of the classic Universal monster movies. It has everything you could ask for. Likeable characters, a unique monster full of personality with a suit that still looks amazing, and well done cinematography, especially with the underwater sequences. Creature from the Black Lagoon is definitely a classic. Number 1, Black Water. Taking the top spot on my list is yet another Australian horror movie with a crocodile as the antagonist. The film follows a pregnant woman, her boyfriend, and her sister going on a boat tour of a mangrove swamp only to have it ruined by a croc. Now the 3 must fight for survival. This film is just amazing. A chilling atmosphere, the dread of the unseen, and an emotional ending. Even more impressive is how good the effects for this film are, with only a budget of $700,000 US. Blackwater, in my book, is the perfect water horror movie, and that is why it is number 1. So those are my top 10 water horror movies. What'd you think of my list? What are some of your favorite water horror movies? Please share with me down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, share, and subscribe.